Hi team, welcome to today's workout. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before we get started, I will remind you, please make sure to check in once we are finished today. You can do that just below the video player here. As well, please make use of the stretching video that is also available to you to leave your body feeling nice and healthy and happy. All right, so today's workout, what we're going to do is we're going to do 3-minute supersets with a core focus. How this is going to work is we're going to have our superset, so 2 different exercises that are going to work different parts of our bodies while the other rests. We're going to do each exercise for a set amount of reps, and we're just going to fill 3 minutes just going back and forth between those 2 exercises. Today, you have freedom with how quick or how slow you want to take things, all right? So don't feel like you need to keep up with me. You can go faster or slower depending on how you are doing, which means I'm gonna try to count just a little bit quieter for myself, just so I don't mess you up on your end when it comes to counting, all right? I will show you how to do everything before we even do it. So number 1, we're going to do 20 calf raise squats and 20 45-degree crunches. I'll show you how to do these things and then we will get started. So a calf raise squat. We're gonna start in a really nice wide stance with our toes pointed out at a dramatic angle, about 45 degrees. From there, you're going to squat down into that lowered squat position. Then, if you need something to hold on to, feel free to use it, but you're gonna come up onto your toes, nice and gentle, lowering your heels back down to the floor. All right, 20 of those. After that, we are switching to 45-degree crunches. So a 45-degree crunch is a regular crunch. So you're gonna just kind of lay down on your back, knees bent up towards the ceiling like this, fingers behind your ears, elbows nice and wide. You're just gonna lift your shoulders up off the ground, squeezing your core at the top, but you're gonna bring your feet up, pointing them towards the wall with your knees bent. All right, so up, squeezing that core, 20 of those as well. All right, about 10 seconds here, team. We'll get started with our calf raise squat for our first 3 minutes. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so 20 of your calf raise squats. And remember, you don't have to keep up with me. Everything is going to be at your own pace today, all right? So we're doing 20 of the calf raise squats, 20 of the 45-degree crunch. This is 9. If you are following along, that's 10, 11. Awesome job, team. Keep going. 13, 14, 15. Almost there, 16. I'm just gonna count a little quieter for mine. If you're not following along, I don't wanna mess you up. And 20, all right, switching to 45-degree crunch, 20 of these. 3, 2, 1, and go. Keep going, team. Excellent job. If you're following along with me, this is 8, 9, 10, halfway. Keep going, lifting those shoulders off the floor, squeezing that core at the top. 18, 19, 20. All right, I am switching back and we are halfway through, 1.5 minutes left. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and go. 1 and 2. For those calf raise squat, you're just raising those heels up nice and gentle, lowering them back down nice and slow, all right? 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going, team, you're doing good. 12, if you need to hold on to something for balance with these, feel free, all right? 15, 16, almost there, 17. If you're following along, I should say, 19, 20. All right, I'm switching to our 45-degree crunch, 20 of these. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3. So lifting those shoulders up off the floor, squeezing your core at the top. Keep your elbows nice and wide. That's gonna stop you from collapsing forward and potentially putting any strain on your neck. 10, 11, 12. We have 20 seconds left in this 3 minutes here, team. So I'm just going to stop counting. I'm just going to finish off these 20 seconds with my crunches. Here we go. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. All right, abs are feeling that. Excellent job, team. Let's take this quick break, grab some water, and then we're going to move on to the next one, all right? Whew. All right, team, take a deep breath with me. Here we go. And in and out. All right, moving on here, team. We are going to do, first exercise is going to be for our upper bodies. We are going to do arm get-ups, all right? After that, we are going to do 20 hip rotations. I'll show you how to do these things, and then we will get started. So, arm get-ups, this is a plank position on the floor. That being said, if you need to stand up and lean against something, like a wall, a set of stairs, a chair, anything that's going to have you standing up taller is going to make this easier for you, okay? Because what we are going to do, we're going to get into a plank position on our elbows just like this, keeping a nice straight line from your shoulder to your contact point with the floor, whether that's your knees or your toes is completely up to you. If you're leaning against a wall, you are going to do this from your toes, all right? From here, what we're going to do is, one arm at a time, we're going to swing that arm underneath us to about kind of a 90-degree angle with the floor. It should kind of be right under your sternum area of your ribs. From there, we're going to push ourselves up with that arm, lower ourselves down, then we are going to switch arms, all right? This exercise is a little bit more on the difficult side. So if you do think it's going to be pretty challenging for you to get through on the floor, feel free to stand up and lean against something, okay? 20 of those, alternating arms each time, or 10 per arm, however you'd like to count those. After that, we are switching to 20 hip rotations. So a hip rotation, we're gonna lay down on our backs with our knees bent up towards the ceiling, just like this. Arms are going to be out in a T shape, or at least I like to do this because I do find it helps with stability. From there, what we're going to do is we're just gonna drop our knees side to side, just like this, okay? Keeping in mind that the higher up our feet are, the tougher these are going to be. So if your knees are bent, just like this, that's going to be tougher than if your heels are on the floor. If your feet are straight up in the air, that's going to be very difficult, all right? Each side is one, and we are going to do 20 of those, or again, 10 per side, all right? 10 seconds here, team. We'll get started with our arm get-ups, 20 of these. Here we go, in 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, 3 minutes, and 2. So you're going up and down with the same arm, and 4. A little tip for these two, the farther your hand is under your body, the easier they're going to be, all right? If you have your hand out nice and far like this, that's going to be more difficult than if that hand is right under your body. That's 10, if you're following along with me. 12, and if you do kind of need that extra arm to kind of help you up, feel free to use it, all right? And 15, 16, almost there, 17, 18. Awesome job, team. Stay with me now. And 20. All right, I am switching to my hip rotations, 20 of these. If you're following along with me, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going, team. 6, 7. Just dropping those knees side to side. Keeping in mind the higher up your feet are, the tougher they're going to be. 14, 15. Awesome job, team. Keep going. 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, switching to my arm get-ups. 20 of these. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1. That's 2. 3. Stay with me now, team. 4. You want to keep your core nice and tight on your arm get-ups as well. That's going to help you a lot with your form. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, halfway through. 30 seconds left here, team. Keep going. Almost done. And 13, 14, almost there, team. 15, 16. All right, 10 seconds left. 18, 5 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, excellent job, team. Round 2 is done. Let's take this quick break. We'll grab some water and then we'll move on to the next one, all right? Whew. Whew. All right, team. Take a deep breath with me. Here we go. And in and out. All right. Moving on here, team. We are going to do 20 curtsy lunges and 20 bird dogs. I'll show you how to do these things and then we will get started. So, a curtsy lunge. If you ever played princess growing up, pretty much the exact same sort of thing. What you're going to do is you're going to swing one leg behind you, kind of out to the side. You're going to drop your center of gravity down, bringing it over top of the knee that's in the front. You're not leaning into it, okay? You are still standing up nice and tall, but that's kind of the direction that your sternum is going to take. You're going to push up through that heel in order to stand up. Then you're just going to switch sides back and forth just like this, all right? Make sure that your knee is kind of pointing up as much as you can rather than out at an angle, okay? 20 of those, or 10 per side, if that's how you'd like to count those. After that, we are switching to bird dogs. So, bird dogs, we're going to get down into table position on our hands and knees just like this. I'm going to get you to make your hands and knees nice and wide. This is going to help you with balance. From here, we're going to squeeze our cores nice and tight, squeeze those abs, draw your belly button in back towards your spine just a little bit. From here, breathing normally, we're just going to lift our opposite appendages out to hip height just like this, all right? Each side is 1, and we're going to do 20 of those. All right, 9 seconds here, team. We'll get started with our curtsies, 20 of these. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, and go. And 2, and 3. And remember, you get to take everything at your own pace today. You basically have 3 minutes to fill with these 2 exercises. 20 curtsies, 20 bird dogs, and 10. If you're following along with me, bringing that center of gravity just towards that front knee, pushing up through your heel in order to stand up. 15, 16, 17. I'm almost done here. 18, 19, 20. All right, I am switching to bird dogs if you're following along. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3. Keep that core nice and tight. All right, the only thing that really should be moving is your limbs. 10, 11, 12. Keep that core nice and secure. We don't want it rounding down towards the floor as you lift your appendages up, all right? 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, and we're halfway through. Switching to my curtsies. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pushing up through that heel to stand up while you're doing those curtsies. Engaging the right muscles on the up and the down. 9, 10. All right. 11. Keep going, team. You're doing really great. 13, 14. Almost there. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, I am switching back to our bird dogs. We have 35 seconds here, team. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome job, team. Keep those cores nice and tight on your bird dogs. All right, we have 10 seconds left. So I'm just going to keep doing my bird dogs. I've stopped counting, all right? But here we go, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, awesome job, team. Let's take this quick break. We'll grab some water, and then we'll move on to the next one, all right? All right, team, take a deep breath with me. Here we go, and in, and out. All right, moving on here, team. We are going to do 20 bent over rows and 20 frog crunches. I'll show you how to do these things, and then we will get started. So, a bent over row, you are going to need some sort of weights for these, whether it's dumbbells, soup cans, water bottles, whatever you have handy. This is also an exercise where you can sit instead of standing, all right? But I'll show you the standing way to do it first, and then I'll show you the sitting. So we're gonna start feet shoulder width apart with a slight bend in our knees. From there, we're gonna hinge forward at our waist to about a 45-degree angle, just like this, all right? Shoulder blades down, nice and low on your back, holding them there. Palms facing each other. You're just going to drive your elbows back behind you, squeezing your shoulder blades at the top, all right? Up, squeeze, back down, up, squeeze, back down. If you want to sit, you're in the exact same position, but you're sitting your bum on the end of something, whether it's a step, a chair, your couch, anything like that, all right? Just make sure the tip of your bum is on that thing just to get the right support, okay? So 20 of those. After that, we're going to switch to 20 frog crunches. So a frog crunch, what we're gonna do, we're gonna lay down on our backs, knees bent up towards the ceiling to start. From there, we're gonna drop those knees to either side, putting our feet together down the center line of our bodies. From here, it's a regular crunch in the sense that fingers behind your ears, elbows nice and wide. You're just gonna lift your shoulders straight up, squeezing that core at the top. But there's a good chance you're gonna feel it down lower into your abs than you did with our 45-degree crunch as well, all right? 20 of those. All right, a little over 10 seconds here, team, and we'll get started with our bent over rows. Grab your weights, let's get into position, and remember you can sit for these as well if this bugs your lower back, all right? 2, 1, and go. All right, 3 minutes. So you're keeping your elbows nice and close to your body, squeezing those shoulder blades together in the back, rounding those shoulders back together. 8, 9. I'm on 10 if you're following along with me. Keep those shoulder blades down nice and low on your back. We don't want you shrugging up into your neck. and 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, switching to my frog crunches, 20 of these. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3. So lifting those shoulders off the floor, squeezing those abs at the top. And 9, 10. I am halfway through. Keep going, team. You're doing great. 19, 20. All right, switching back to my bent over rows. And we have a minute and a half left. We are now halfway through. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Keep your shoulder blades down nice and low on your back. You can do that by just rounding those shoulders behind you and then just holding your blades down on your back nice and low. All right, 8, 9, and 10. I'm halfway through. And 12, 13, 14, 15. Excellent job, team. Stay with me now. 18, 19, and 20. All right, switching back to my frog crunches, 20 of these. We have 40 seconds left here, team. 40, 4-0. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going, team. If you're on your crunches, lifting those shoulders off the ground, squeezing that core at the top. 15 seconds left here, team. So I'm not gonna count anymore. I'm just gonna stay on my frog crunches until we're done. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. All right, excellent job, team. We'll take this quick break. We'll grab some water, and then we will move on to the next one, all right? Whew. Whew. All right, team, take a deep breath with me. Here we go, and in, and out. All right, moving on here, team, we are going to do something called 10 per side split squats. All right, well, it's called split squats, but we're gonna do 10 per side, 10 per leg. And then after that, we are going to do 20 starfish crunches. All right, I will show you these things and then we will get started. So a split squat, what you're gonna do with these, you're gonna start in something called stride position. So 1 foot's forward, you're leaning yourself back on your toes behind you. Most of your weight is forward over that front knee, because what you're going to do with this, thinking of this as a downward motion, you're going to drop again, just like our curtsies, bringing that center of gravity, that sternum, just towards that front knee, pushing up through that heel in order to stand up. All right, we're going to stay split. All right, so we're going to do all 10 on one leg first, just thinking of it as that downward motion. So 1, all the way back up, 2, etc. And then we will switch legs instead of alternating, okay? So all 10 on one side, then we'll switch over and do 10 on the other. After that, we are doing something called starfish crunch. So a starfish crunch, what you're going to do with these is you're going to start, and I'll show you a modification for these to make it easier for you as well, but you're going to start with all of your appendages out, just like this, laying on the ground. From here, what we're going to do is you're going to lift your opposite appendages up together, just like so. All right, back and forth. Each side is 1. We are going to do 20 or 10 per side, if that's how you would like to count it. If you do find having your legs straight is just a bit too intense for you, you can bend your knees up like this. All right, reach up. Your forearm is probably going to touch your knee just like this, but either way, you're just lifting those opposite appendages up, squeezing your core at the top once they get there. All right, So 10 seconds here, team. We'll get started with our 10 per side split squats. Let's get into position. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, and go. That's 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Awesome job, team. So thinking of it as that downward motion, pushing up through your heel to stand up, and 9, and 10. All right, I'm switching sides. 3, 2, 1, and go. If you are following along with me, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. Keep going, team. Awesome job. 8, 9, and 10. All right, I am switching to starfish crunches. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3. So you're lifting those opposites up. Remember, if you need to modify them by bending your knees, feel free to do that. And 10. I'm halfway. If you're following along, squeezing that core at the top. And 17, almost done. 18, 19, and 20. Whew. All right, switching back to my split squats. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. We have 1:15 left here, team. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going, team. 6. Awesome job. And 9, and 10. All right, I'm switching sides. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3. Keep going, team. Doing great. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Almost done. 9, and 10. All right, 30 seconds here, team. I am switching to my starfish crunch. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3. Squeezing that core once you get up there. All right, 10 seconds here, team. I'm just going to stop counting. All right, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. All right, excellent job, team. We are done for the day. Thank you so much for joining me. I always appreciate you being here. Now that we are finished, please remember to check in. You can do that just below the video player here. As well, if you feel comfortable with it, I would love to see your sweaty selfie on social media. You can tag me on both Facebook and Instagram at M12 Fitness Liz. All right? Thanks again so much, team, and I will see you for our next workout.